Welcome to Left Night with Kendra Dawsey. And now, here's your host, Kendra Dawsey.
Hi, everyone. Hello. How are you doing today, Zach?
I'm doing pretty well. As you might notice, I'm in a room that is more stylish and cleaner than mine today. I'm on an upgrade. I'm using my girlfriend's room for this recording.
Amazing. Yeah, I was like, that's an oud behind you, right?
It is. Oh, look how worldly you are.
Oh my God, please. I'm just a nerd. I spend too much time on Wikipedia. Does your girlfriend know how to play the oud?
She's learning.
Oh, look at her. She's the one who's worldly.
Yeah.
All
right. I'm gonna stop talking about her before I get replaced on my own show.
Sorry, my internet is kind of off. What'd you say again?
Oh, I said before I get replaced from the show. If I keep talking her up, you're just gonna replace me.
That's not true, Zach. We love having you here.
Hey, so why don't you tell us, Kendra, what are you thinking about this week?
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm thinking about this week. I'm going to scoot over gently as I tell you what I'm thinking about this week. So, as you may have heard, the Met Gala happened this past Monday. I'm not really sure what the purpose of the Met Gala is other than rich people showing off outfits for charity or something. I don't know. I find most of my clothes in the trash can. Anyway, the most exciting thing that happened the night of the Met Gala was actually the Black Lives Matter protest right outside the event on Fifth Avenue. Protesters who identified themselves as an autonomous group of NYC abolitionists who believe that policing does not protect and serve communities were calling on New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio to defund the police. They also called out the name of Mike Rosato, the name of a 24-year-old man in the Bronx who was fatally shot by plainclothes police officers in August. It appears that the police officers made at least 9 arrests that evening outside the Met Gala, whose theme was, this year, stunningly, in America. What is more American than protesters getting arrested? So, since we Marxist part of the program and Marxist part of the event, now we can move on to the irreverent pop culture criticism you know and love. Me and Zach Jones, that is, an unfashionable lesbian and a man from New Jersey, will now be judging the red carpet looks of people with way more money than we might ever have. Are you ready, Zach?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Hell yeah, let's do it. All right, let's look at some Met Gala things. I don't know who this person is.
I believe I saw this one already. I believe this is Billie Eilish.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes.
Her dress is kind of like, it's nice and peach. I don't really know how it's on the theme, but she looks like Gen Z Princess Peach. I'm into that.
Right. Well, I guess it's American in that you give up your weird goth girl roots to become Princess Peach.
Listen, I support weird goth girl rights.
So this is Regina King now.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So that's I like the pinstripes. I'm into pinstripes. She's very entertaining.
Yeah. Matt had to inform me of this because I mostly know Regina King for voicing the kids on the Boondocks. So
that is what she did.
Yes. So I wasn't too sure what she looks like. But yeah, I don't have anything particularly mean to say about this one. I actually kind of like this.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm pro.
Okay.
All right. So this is AOC. The dress having the dress that launched 1,000 Twitter statuses or Twitter updates or Facebook statuses.
Yeah, this is the problem with having a weekly show, is that I'm just exhausted looking at this now because I've just seen a million takes already. I wish we could just do the show as everything
my hot
happened.
take is?
Sorry,
I know, right? Once we get enough money from Big Pharma, once we get that Big Pharma money, we could do it. My take on this dress is that Regardless of what's written on it, it's kind of ugly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't really like white. You said there were buttons in the front?
Yeah. The front looked bad. It looked yeah, I didn't like it.
The dress is ugly, regardless of what's written. Even if the Communist Manifesto if Das Kapital was written on this fucking dress, it would still be ugly. I'm sorry, AOC.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to you. It looks like a like Sochdem wedding dress. I'm not into it.
Yes. Although Das Kapital would be the appropriate text because there's that whole long all those paragraphs about the prices of different fabrics.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? Is this Frank Ocean?
This isn't real.
No, I think it's real. I think it's just Frank Ocean being weird, which, like, sure. I mean, his fit is nice. I don't know what type of tinted ball he's holding, but
he's wearing a DreamWorks hat and has a what looks like a Shrek baby or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the American dream is Shrek. He makes one out every 5 years and then just hangs out.
No, nobody else has quite embodied a shitpost as much as this picture, though.
I know, right? Yeah. I know, it's great.
Yes. All right.
Is this fucking the dude with the eyebrows son who was in American
It is Dan Levy. Son of Eugene Levy.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. I think it's ugly.
It's really maybe I'm stupid, but what do people do at the Met Gala?
I heard that there's not even food. You just
I was gonna say, because you can't eat in this.
You just kind of like sit around with other fancy people and then like watch someone and raise money.
I don't even know are there drinks? Because I feel like I would have trouble even having a drink in this.
I know. And also, Zach, you could call it ugly too. I'm going to give you a card as a member of the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
You could call this ugly if you want. It will not be homophobic.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I do like maps. The map pants are interesting.
You're being so great. I like maps. You're the opposite of Joan Rivers. I like maps, and the pants aren't bad. Yeah.
That would be me. I would be just following Dan Levy, just being like, "Ooh, I wonder what country's on this part." Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our review of that. And then, I don't know who this is. It's giving me BoJack Horseman.
Okay.
Because there's like a horse head.
It doesn't even look real. It looks like one of those like augmented reality things.
Yeah.
That I don't
also,
know.
Also, what does this have to do with America?
I mean, horses. I mean,
everywhere has horses. Horses aren't
even. It's I don't know. I mean, if you asked me how to dress American, unless I figured out like how to dress as exploitation, I would probably dress like a cowboy. So like a horse is close to that, right?
That's a stretch. She has a horse head on her chest. Yes. Like, I don't know. Horses aren't even native to the Americas. Like, I don't know what this
There's some dispute about that. But
really?
Yes. But I mean, well, maybe she is channeling America's great history of Italian mafiosos who put horse heads in people's beds.
Oh my god. Sure, of course. Now I'm looking up on Wikipedia, are horses native to the Americas? Because I thought the horses that most people ride are like not native to the US.
Yeah,
we have some other horses, but they're not domesticated.
Maybe, I don't know, but yes.
We'll find it so we can critique this outfit.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Next episode is going to be all about horses.
Okay. Amazing. We'll get Kathleen tomorrow. Okay. So I recognize this, A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. I recognize these people. Rihanna's makeup is good, which makes sense because she owns a makeup line. A$AP Rocky looks like he is wearing a blanket that my grandmother gave me that I like walk around the house in when I'm feeling cold and or sick. Right.
That's A$AP has definitely the most like utilitarian outfit I've seen, in that I'm guessing he's going to wear this again pretty soon. Like just like
yes,
in the house. Rihanna seems like she's like gunning to be in some sort of like witch movie.
Yeah, that's pretty witchy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I don't get it. They're like the vibes of their outfits are also so different. Like the like fun like blanket, and then the like poofy witch. You know, it's very something.
The duality of man.
Duality of men. Yeah, yes. Sick child and poofy witch. That's all.
Yes. Inside of you, there is a sick child and a poofy witch. Which one will win?
All right, and I think that's all we have. Yeah, that's all we have. Thank you so much for making fun of rich people with us, and we'll be back after this commercial break.
Today's Left Night is brought to you by No More Discourse. Stop talking about stuff. It's bad. Do something better. Stop it. No more discourse.
Did you make that after a thread on a Facebook group that we might both be in?
No, I made it before that, and then you know, before I knew it, I was back on my old bullshit.
And then you were like, "Here is why there's no more discourse." Yes. Stop talking. You're so right, man. We should all.
Why did we even invent language?
We shouldn't have. We should just be communicating through sign language and grunts. That's what humanity should be like.
Yes, just like mugging at each other.
I agree.
But since we've gone this far, we can't stop. So things are happening this week. Yes. So do we want to go close or far away when we talk about, because there were election results earlier this week on Tuesday. Do we want to go local, or do we want to go to, because locally we had ones that mattered, and in California they had a dumb and useless one. Which do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about California. I mean, like, I think someone described it as like people work so hard to make sure things would be as shitty as they used to be and would not get shittier. And that, like, meaning like, oh, they made sure that Gavin Newsom wasn't replaced by like fucking Caitlyn Jenner. Like, what is she going to do? Run over people with her car to bring about like equality, like whatever the fuck. And it's sad. But that is what politics is right now.
They spent $274 million on a special recall election.
Children could have been fed. Like, I want to spit on everyone who thought that was a good idea. Like, you could have given me 1 million jobs.
Yes.
Like, what? Like, why? Why do this?
Yes. You could have given me 274 jobs that each paid $1 million.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's very funny and stupid that, like, first of all, California like prides itself as being like this progressive state and whatever, and then like also like it at any moment it could just descend into fascism if like enough people sign a petition, and then like it's a very good surf day the day that the election is held. Like, just a few little circumstances need to fall into place, and then the entire like the 6th largest economy in the world will just immediately descend into like very like fascism, but also in the like dumbest, most self-indulgent way.
Yeah, it'll be LA fascism. It'll be fascism with a bunch of plastic surgery done,
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be yes. Yes. People will be kissing the flag, but with bad lip filler.
As opposed to no lips at all.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was stupid. But in Boston, we had election results.
Yes.
And so the people who are in the running for mayor is not the current mayor. Not Kim Janey. It is Michelle Wu and Anissa Essabi George. Wait, what's her?
Yes, correct.
Is it Anissa? It's like Essabi George.
Yes, Anissa Essabi George and Michelle.
Not to like attack another woman of color, just bad at remember things. I wanted to say her name right, but I forgot what her name was.
I don't know if she's a woman of color.
I think she's half Ethiopian because that Essabi is like a pretty. I think she is a pale half Ethiopian. She
looks like a white lady.
I know. I'm not saying that she doesn't look white. I think one of her parents is a person of color. Oh, hi, Ella.
oh, was she in the background? Hi, Ella.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, now I have to find out.
All right.
Okay.
We're race science.
Okay. We're doing race science on Anissa Essabi. So she is half Polish and half Tunisian.
Tunisian. Okay.
So
I thought for some reason I thought Ethiopian. I have no idea why.
Yeah. So like Tunisia is technically part of Africa, but it's the part that is like most at the top, like it's like the northernmost point. So it's like it's
not Sub-Saharan African. There are some dark Tunisians, but
sure.
If her dad was one, she did not get those melanated genes.
Yes.
Anyway, so she so it's against her and Michelle Wu, and Michelle Wu is like, like rent control's cool so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an incredibly stupid campaign, but I think at least now we're all going to like Anissa Essabi George was my least favorite of the four main candidates, but I feel like the discourse will just be better by her still being in it, as opposed to like if it was like Kim Janey who was still in it. We would be having like incredibly dumb conversations about like, why are these progressives trying to remove the first black mayor of Boston, even if she was not elected to the position,
and even if she wasn't that great,
yes,
people
and
need to realize
maybe compared vaccine mandates to slavery.
Yeah, black women are people too, and they could be also not great politicians. It's the
right.
It's that's what equality is.
I was going to say that's true equality is that we can all be just bad at our jobs.
Politicians, all different races being bad at their jobs.
Yes.
So that did happen. So Boston has that going for us. We do. Yeah, we both technically live in Boston. I'm gonna say something people will probably be mad about, but I forgot to vote in the preliminary election, and I also didn't know. Yeah, I know.
I mean,
my ancestors died, so I vote Boston preliminary election. Honestly, but honestly, I didn't really know that much about their platforms. This is not because I'm naturally like not interested in politics. If you follow me on Twitter, life is pain, and I've just been so wrapped up in pain of life. It's hard to think about the future, which is maybe true of millions of Americans who usually forgo voting every 4 years. But I didn't know much about all the I knew Anissa, Asadi, or Sadie. I don't know how to say it now. George. Charter schools were into her. I knew that
makes sense.
I think that's what happened. But I also got a lot of texts from people, and I was like, I'm too busy to answer these texts. Are like, hey, are you voting for Carla? And I'm like, I didn't even know Carla was in like office or was in the running. Who is Carla? Who the fuck is Carla?
I'm assuming it's Carla from Cheers.
Yes, that's who it should be.
I mean, a lifelong Bostonian.
Yes.
And working class hero.
And what else happened this week?
So I'm a little confused about how much time we have left, but I think we can talk about coronavirus news this week, and we can go one of two ways with it. We can either talk about Biden's new mandates of vaccination mandates, or we can talk about Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's testicles.
I think the testicles of Nicki Minaj's cousin's friends is the most important news, actually. Like, these vaccine mandates, whatever. But the American people need to know the truth. What happened with Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's balls? Should we? Oh my God. There's also like a video of Tucker Carlson reading that tweet. Right. And I was like, this has to be a fucking deep fake, but it's not.
Yes. That's just where we are now, is that anytime anything happens, nothing can just happen and go away. Like, things must just keep happening. So yeah, I think Twitter might have done something to her account recently, Nicki Minaj, for spreading COVID misinformation.
Well, she also has been harassing the victim of her husband's statutory rape charge. So, she's
right. Which my theory is that's what all of this is about. Is just about sort of she's gonna do this whole thing. She's gonna come out at the end and say, "Okay, I learned my lesson. We should all go get vaccinated." People will go, "Yay, Nicki Minaj!" And she will just have sort of washed the whole news cycle of her sex pest husband clear.
Yes. Yeah, that's concerning. It's God. But listen, I have a lot of respect for Barbs who are trying to hold on, but I think it's time to just listen to Itty Bitty Piggy on Spotify and like wash your hands of it. I think our queen has kind of fallen off in many ways. And there's nothing wrong with accepting that, like she had some great hits. But talking about some random Trinidadian dude's testicles as evidence why you shouldn't get the vaccine. It's like, first of all, that sounds like second, get vaccinated.
Right. And there was, I implore everybody to go and look up the clip from Trinidadian television where they tore into her for this tweet. And they close it on a very interesting point, which is that she loves talking about being Trinidadian. Who is any Trinidadian artist that is featured on one of her albums?
Okay. You're not wrong, but I'm pretty sure she emigrated to the U.S. when she was pretty young, so she may not have the same attachment.
Maybe, but I mean, at least in her rhetoric, she talks about it.
Yes, so, she does. Yeah. She's like, so, I got that yucky wavy Brazilian. I'm Trinidadian. Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's where that's at. I don't know, Matt. What do we have time for?
Yeah, that's also a good question.
I would say you probably have another maybe 5 minutes or so, because I'm trying to think about how long it, like, yeah, I would say probably about 5 minutes, and then I can edit down.
Okay. All right. So
should we talk about Biden's new actual vaccine recommendations?
I guess we could fill.
I mean, we can. The only other thing I have written down is that people were saying Kim Jong-un is hot now,
which is also a hilarious sentence.
Yeah. I mean, we are longstanding supporters of Jusha theory on this show. We still don't know what it is, but we do support it.
It has a cool name.
Yes. And it's good. It's good to know that being hot is compatible with Jusha theory.
Okay, now so many people are going to come for us. That was a joke. I don't know enough Korean to even know what Jusha theory, I don't know what it is, but we do know Kim Jong-un is hot now, according to a lot of people.
Yes.
Maybe he got the COVID. Maybe what we need to do is show pictures of people being hot after they get the vaccine, and that's how we get all of America vaccinated.
Yeah.
Which, going to Biden.
Well, North Korea actually turned down a bunch of vaccines recently because they said that they don't really they're like for a number of reasons, a very secluded country. Like they don't really have a problem. And North Korea was like, send these to some country that's actually having a problem right now. But yeah, it also like, you know, being hot is a good like anti-imperialist stance to take because the U.S. media will just get enamored by how hot you are, and they can't. I mean, it worked for Castro.
But what happens when the imperial powers co-opt your movement of being hot? What happens then?
I mean, but I think people can usually see through, like. I mean,
fake hot. Imperialists are fake hot.
Yes, like the Kennedys were not actually hot. It's fake.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Okay, I guess we should talk about the vaccine mandate a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a vaccine mandate for all people who work at places with more than 100 employees.
Yes.
People are mad. People are comparing it to slavery and all sorts of weird things. You know, like I don't think it's a bad idea. I wish it like kind of happened along with, you know, concerted efforts to make sure the vaccine was like available financially and like, you know, blah, blah, blah to a lot of people. Cause I think like there are a good amount of people who like would get the vaccine if it was available to them, but either they can't take time off work or it's too far or whatever.
Yeah. The time off work requirement, I think, is the biggest sort of flex that is in this new mandate is that is the requirement. But again, the 100 employee thing is a very sort of weak. It's weak to say like.
Or well, how many places have more than 100 employees?
That's the thing is that how much are you actually going to do by doing that? Why should somebody with 20 employees not have to give them time off to get vaccinated?
Yeah. I don't know. God.
Yeah. I mean, it's similar. It's not particularly different than sort of Obamacare, where like all of these rules, like as you have fewer and fewer employees, like these rules just don't apply to you anymore, as if you don't have the same health concerns as somebody working for a small business as you do for somebody with over 100.
Well, you know, small business owners are the foundation of our economy, and if they want to pay their employees $7 an hour, then they should be allowed to do it.
I forgot. Mea culpa.
Yeah, that's a truth. And if those small business owners want to have their employees just spread COVID all over the place, they should be allowed to do it. But I mean, it's probably a good idea. I think, like, I mean, obviously a lot of the nation right now is going through a huge surge in hospitalizations. I think, like, New England, we haven't been completely sheltered from, but like I'm definitely not feeling it as like there are ICUs filled in so many states, but I don't think in like Massachusetts, because we have a high amount of people who are vaccinated. And I mean, like in 10 years, I do not, also apparently with the technology of the mRNA technology used behind the vaccines makes it, I think the way it functions, it makes it very unlikely that there are going to be long-term effects, because like what they inject in you leaves your body very quickly, and the like actual effects are the antibodies that but I like being vaccinated. I like having less of a chance of having COVID. I still get tested like once or twice a week, but it's been pretty good so far. So I promote it. I encourage it. I know hopefully you'll be able to get time off work and get paid and stuff. And I also want to give out a shout out to a lot of community organizations in the town I work in, that like it was probably them that is the reason why the vaccination rate in the area I live and work in is high, is because like they like reached out to people and spoke to them in their native languages and answered their concerns, and it like wasn't the government at all.
Right, for sure.
But yeah, I don't think we have much time left. Zach, do you want to give us any closing remarks?
Yeah, I will make them fairly quick. I hate to do this twice in a row to end the show, but I'm going to have to give Joey B, Prezi Joe B, some more shout out, because there's something that I like about his new housing bill, which in particular, they're going to waive the Faircloth Amendment, which people may not know what that is, but the Faircloth Amendment basically is a rule that was put in place in 1998 that puts caps on how much city housing authorities, how many units a city housing authority is allowed to have of public housing, basically crippling the continuation of public housing. Two things pretty much ended at the 72 moratorium by Richard Nixon, and then for whatever was left in it, it got capped very hard in 97 with the Faircloth Amendment. So it is being waived. It's not being abolished, which would be the better option. But it gives us a chance to talk again about the only real long-term solution to the housing crisis that we face, other than the complete eradication of commodified housing. As long as we're going to live under commodified housing, we need more public housing, and it needs to come back in a big way. And this could be a good first step. There's a couple other things that are really interesting in terms of how there's more funding for some public housing authorities in this bill. And a lot of people have a bad idea of public housing, and they think of like the projects and stuff like that, and the way that public housing has been racialized in America. And I think that's a legitimate concern. However, the thing about America is that everything has been racialized here. So unfortunately, we have to address these problems with an anti-racist doctrine and anti-racist messaging, but we do need to go back to public housing as a forefront of priorities. That's all I got.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Zach, and thank you everyone for watching at home. Please stick around for Court Action Wrestling and have a great rest of your night.